Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real FERM podcast in a very interesting location this week. I hope this sound is good, but you'll know already. I'm on the deck patio of Friendly Tavern, the bar that we recorded at about the 2 weeks ago episode, because we're back for the bi-weekly open mic night. I'm also doing a little vlog on the main channel about it, so you can go over there and check that out as well. It's a little bit of a crossover. But yeah, I'm outside on the patio on the glorious Reddington Shores. If you're watching, you can see the beautiful palm trees in the background and cars driving by and people drinking and having a good time. It's Labor Day. It's Labor Day here on the Gulf Coast in Pinellas County, Florida. Actually, I started this at the optimal time. It's breezy, it's warm and like a blanket of warmth, but it's nice and cool at the same time. It's not overly sweating. I keep leaning over to check to see if the levels are good. I think it's good. I've never used this microphone plugged directly into the wireless thing before, so I think it'll be fine. I tested it out before. Anyway, it's going to be another quick one because we are preparing to start setting up. This time, we came here as early as we did last time, but the karaoke people were here, and I actually did a little karaoke myself. We didn't get any recordings because it was a practice run of a song that I'm going to cover with the guitar later on. That may or may not be in the vlog. We'll see what happens. But again, that's over at the FERM channel. Link in the description of the YouTube video, and I guess I'll try to remember to put it in the audio description as well. So yeah, I mean, this is cool. This is the coolest, by far the coolest background of a podcast I've ever done. This is not AI. This is not green screen at all. This is real beach vibes background, and I'm watching cars drive by. I'm watching people drinking, having fun at the tiki bar. And people are actually wiling out in front of me, and I hope they don't come over here. There's sirens in the background. It's getting kind of hectic. But we are going to, of course, talk about a Florida Man of the Week, which may end up happening on the spot here as I'm slowly... I think, yeah, we're fine. No, I do have a good article. Maybe we'll do two since the amount of time required. I don't want to go too long. What has this been, 3 minutes? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, if you don't know, we've been doing this open mic here. This is the second night of the open mic that we've done, and we're slowly developing it. People are coming out. It's actually a great time. And it's the first like open mic that I've been to in this area that's at an actual bar. Well, technically not. The first mic in Pinellas County that I've been to with a bar, instead of usually they're at Kratom, Kava, tea bars, coffee bars, stuff like that. But this is a real alcohol selling. Shout out Bacardi and not Bacardi, Captain and Coke. Delicious. And there is currently a drunken group of individuals right in front. I don't know. You might be able to see them hear them in the background, but yeah. So I'm a little distracted, but this will be. I'm very curious. You'll know already, but I'm very curious to hear if their ramblings will be heard in the background. But before this gets any crazier, I'm just gonna start talking about Florida men. So this headline is this is very recent from an event that happened 2 years ago, but the article is very recent, so I'm assuming the charges are recent. This is Florida Doc, DOC, short for doctor. Florida Doc threw gallons of rank-smelling pee on peer's medical practice in business spat revenge. So that's a fun time. Internist Dr. Giovanni Baola. Oh, it's an Italian? The wait a second, what? Okay, well, I'm going to be showing the picture on the video because the man looks very Asian, but it could be I don't know, but his name sounds Italian anyway. Giovanni. So in 2022, Dr. Giovanni sold his medical practice to fellow doctor, Dr. Dylan Dinesh. But since selling it to the medical practitioner, problems have arisen. Dr. Giovanni reportedly has become upset over the business with Dr. Dylan in recent months, prompting him to seek revenge. Dr. Dylan operates the affiliated health clinic out of Dr. Giovanni's former St. Petersburg office, just a stone's throw away from here. Well, a little slight drop. Although court records don't reveal the nature of the business dispute, investigators accuse Dr. Giovanni of soaking the front doors of Dr. Dylan's office in, quote, gallons of fluid which had the odor of urine on July 30th, per the smoking gun. Per the smoking gun. I guess the smoking gun is another news outlet? I don't know what's going on. Dr. Giovanni didn't stop there as he went back to the property quote, unleashed a cascade of the rank-smelling liquid again on August 17th, according to the news outlet. Unfortunately, the pee-smelling liquid, quote, soaked into the front wooden doors, causing irreparable damage. It will cost $1,500 to replace the destroyed door, according to an arrest affidavit, which reveals that the medical company overall took a $6,000 loss due to the urine attacks. This is hilarious. Surveillance cameras on the property captured his vehicle both times that he visited Dr. Dylan's office, cops say. Dr. Baolo was arrested on Tuesday and was charged with a felony count of criminal mischief. He got released from custody on Wednesday following putting up a $5,000 cash bond. State records confirm that Dr. Giovanni's medical license, which is expiring in January, remains active and lists his primary practice address at his $1.7 million waterfront home in Gulfport. Oh, wow. His primary practice is at his home, his $1.7 million waterfront home? It's pretty baller, but also kind of weird. Let's see. This incident isn't the first time that Dr. Giovanni has had a run-in with the law, and Dr. Giovanni was fined $10,000 and ordered to perform on 100 hours of community service to improperly prescribing opioids. Oh, sorry, that was a Freudian slip. Improperly prescribing medication to an online client who he didn't give a physical exam nor give an adequate diagnosis. Sorry, I was supremely distracted during the reading of all that because there was a very drunken, disorderly group of people, one of the females, trying to get them away for the past, I would say, the entire 7 minutes, the entire duration of this recording. There was a group of very wild people that almost, I don't know if they got in frame, but they almost it seemed like they were about to jump in front of the camera and say some shit. So that's over now. Just so you know why that wasn't fluid. Uh-oh, he's back. Okay. Let's see what's going on. He's getting kicked out. Okay. Prescribing medication to an online client who he didn't give a physical exam nor give an adequate diagnosis in 2003. He was also held accountable for his actions by the Board of Medicine. At the time that Dr. Giovanni got in trouble in the early oh wow, he's been in trouble way deep earlier. He was employed with virtualmedicalgroup.com, a telemedicine outfit which appears now to be defunct. And that's the end of the article. All right, so some history of a, wily-ass doctor that was throwing rank piss on his opponent's practice or competitor. I don't know, some kind of enemies. I don't really understand what exactly is going on because okay, the people that got kicked out are now walking back into the. Oh, never mind. That's the one of the workers. Okay, so as I was reading this Florida man story, an actual Florida man story was happening in front of my eyes and behind the camera. This group of people I feel like a live news reporter. They were kicked off of the establishment and kept trying to come up the stairs, and then so that's why I was so distracted by reading this Florida man article. Wouldn't that be wild if they got arrested and I caught an actual live Florida man crime arrest while I was reading another Florida man article? That would have been great. But yeah, That guy's cool. That group of people was going crazy the whole first half of me filming this, and then they kept coming back, and then one of the guys that works here had to say, "You are kicked out. You cannot come back." So I was a little distracted from my readings here, but yeah, basically this guy had some sketchy practices, and then someone reported him, I guess, and then he threw rotten piss at this guy's door and caused irreparable damages to his door. $6,000 loss due to the urine attacks. Surveillance cameras on the property captured his vehicle, but yeah, so it's pretty obvious this what seems like an Italian man's name, but an Asian man's face. Maybe I'm being racist by assuming. I don't know. I should know my own people's names and looks. I mean, I guess he could be Italian. I don't know. You tell me. But yeah. He sold his medical practice to fellow Dr. Dylan Dinesh, but since selling, okay, that's right. He sold. Sorry, I was so distracted by the Florida Man events happening around me that I kept forgetting the details of this one. But yeah, he sold it to the other guy, and then they got in a scuffle of piss throwing. So that's fun. I'm gonna take a sip of this Captain and Coke here. There's very loud, very much copyrighted mainstream music being played on the speakers, but I think because of the impromptu XLR to 1/8 inch to wireless, I think it shouldn't be picked up. And I know it's probably just dumb to even mention that, but this is what this is. I have to talk about my thoughts because there's nothing else for me to talk about at this moment. This is another quick one. 15 minutes in the bag here. Once again at the Friendly Tavern. It appears that I've spat all over this. That's all spit. Mostly water from my lips. Spattering onto the microphone pop filter. Well, sorry. I also keep looking at the levels. I've never recorded using this mic in this fashion, so I'm constantly worried that it's not actually recording. But if you're seeing this, it's been fine and it's been good. So thank you for tuning into this on-location spot. I mean, at least it was interesting. Hopefully, in the background, the Florida men in question were being captured behind me as they were walking back and forth. And maybe you can hear them in the background. I don't know, but if not for lack of interest of whatever I was trying to talk about, piss-throwing doctors, the potential Florida Man incident that was happening right behind me and in front of me was fun enough. Thank you very much for watching / listening. Once again, I hope to improve this program in the future and continue to plan it out more, but chaotic things are happening in my life. Not just like the drunken Florida man at the bar, but I just mean in general. Like this event. But this isn't really chaotic. It's happening, and I thought it'd be cool to record here like I did 2 weeks ago. So once again, I appreciate you. Hit the like button, leave a comment, whatever, rate, review. Peace and love. See you next time. Talk to you next week. And check the FERM channel at Real FERM on YouTube. But that tag usually, for some reason, doesn't show up right. But you'll just find me. Real FERM Radio. If you search that, that's a good keyword. And may the aliens bless your consciousness on the 8th Circuit.